We're making more money. Our base business is getting more profitable.
The automotive world has just been rocked to its core. In a groundbreaking announcement, Ford has unveiled a new engine that's set to redefine the industry. This isn't just an incremental improvement, it's a seismic shift. The kind of innovation that has everyone, from seasoned auto enthusiasts to casual observers, buzzing with excitement and disbelief. We're talking about an engine that's not just powerful but efficient, not just reliable but groundbreaking. An engine that could very well be the future of automotive technology. So, what kind of engine is this? And what exactly makes this engine so special? How will it perform on the road? And what does this mean for Ford and the competitive landscape? Join us as we delve into the details and explore the implications of Ford's latest game changer. Ford's hybrid revolution and the beast behind the roar. So, you've been hearing all this hype about Ford's engines and wondering what the big deal is, right? Well, let's break it down. The buzz you're hearing is all about Ford's hybrid engines, specifically their EcoBoost series. These bad boys are changing the game when it comes to performance and fuel efficiency. You know how everyone's been trying to go green, but without losing that power and speed we love? That's exactly what Ford's doing. And it might also interest you to know that around 1 in 4 of the F-150 trucks you see on the road today are hybrids. Yep, about 25%. Ford's basically saying, hey, we're listening to what you want. And they're delivering in style. But it's not just about going green to please people. Ford's hybrid technology is really about giving drivers the best of both worlds, power and fuel savings. They've been perfecting engine tech for over 100 years now, so they know a thing or two about how to push things forward without missing a beat. And if you think they're stopping anytime soon, think again. They're deep into futuristic tech like electric engines, hydrogen engines, and even using space-age materials to make their trucks lighter and stronger. One super cool thing about their hybrid F-150 is exportable power. That means you can use your truck to power tools, equipment, or even charge gadgets while you're on the go. Whether you're at a worksite or just camping with friends, your truck turns into a mobile power station. It's not just a workhorse. It's your adventure buddy too. And honestly, this is just scratching the surface of what Ford's been up to. Now let's talk about another engine that's synonymous to raw power. Meet the Predator V8 Ford's powerhouse engine. If you're into speed, muscle cars, or just love the sound of a roaring engine, you've probably heard of the Predator V8. It's not just any engine. It's the crown jewel of performance engines, making its debut in the 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. This thing is a beast, with a 5.2-liter supercharged V8 that's taken the automotive world by storm. So what makes the Predator V8 so special? First off, it's got a dual overhead cam design, with the cylinders arranged in a V shape, 8 of them to be exact, and each one packed with adrenaline. If you remember the Shelby GT350's Voodoo engine, that one was already pretty wild with its flat-plane crankshaft. But Ford took things up a notch with the Predator by throwing in a supercharger. That means more power, without the crankshaft complications. The result of this is a jaw-dropping 760 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque. To put that into perspective, that's one of the most powerful engines Ford's ever made, and it's turning heads all over the place. The tech behind the power. There's so much more to the Predator V8 than just those mind-blowing stats. Sure, the numbers, 760 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque, are enough to drop jaws, but the real magic is in the cutting-edge technology behind it. For starters, it comes packed with variable camshaft timing, VCT, a feature that fine-tunes the timing of the engine's valves for optimal performance at any speed. Basically, this means the Predator V8 can deliver jaw-dropping power and still be incredibly efficient. Ford didn't just build this engine to go fast, they built it to be smart too. And here's something that takes it to a whole new level of cool. Every single Predator V8 engine is hand-built at Ford's Romeo engine plant in Michigan. Skilled craftsmen and women meticulously assemble each engine, turning raw materials into a masterpiece of engineering. So when you hear that engine roar to life, you're not just hearing power. You're hearing the result of precision, expertise, and a whole lot of love for performance. This beast of an engine also comes with advanced fueling systems that deliver fuel in the most efficient way possible, boosting performance without guzzling gas like a thirsty monster. It's designed for smooth power delivery, meaning you can push this engine to its limits and still maintain control. With a maximum boost of 12 psi, it provides lightning-fast acceleration. And whether you're cruising down city streets or tearing it up on the racetrack, the Predator V8 turns every drive into a heart-pounding experience. All right, let's dive deeper into Ford's EcoBoost technology, which is really the heart and soul behind their impressive balance of power and efficiency. So what's the deal with EcoBoost? The secret sauce of EcoBoost technology? Well, it's all about blending turbocharging and direct fuel injection into one powerhouse package. These two features alone are game changers in the automotive world, but together they take things to a whole new level. Let's start with turbocharging. Ever wondered how Ford gets so much power from their smaller engines? Here's the magic. Turbocharging repurposes energy that would otherwise go to waste. When your engine burns fuel, it releases exhaust gases that typically get expelled, but in an EcoBoost engine, those gases are harnessed to drive a turbine. This turbine is connected to a compressor that forces more air into the engine's combustion chamber, and more air means more power. Think of it like giving your engine a breath of fresh air, literally. It helps the engine pack a punch without needing to be super big or heavy. So you get the thrill of a high-performance muscle car engine, but with a smaller, more efficient design. It's like having a heavyweight fighter in a lightweight frame, strong but agile. Now let's talk about direct fuel injection, which is just as cool as it sounds. Instead of splashing fuel into the engine the old-fashioned way, like dumping water from a bucket, direct injection uses a fine, mist-like spray of fuel directly into the combustion chamber. This method is super precise and allows the engine to get the most bang for its buck in terms of fuel use. By delivering fuel directly where it's needed and when it's needed, EcoBoost engines maximize combustion efficiency. This means you get more power with less fuel waste. Plus, since the fuel is injected as a fine mist, it burns more thoroughly, reducing emissions and boosting fuel economy. It's like having a gourmet chef who knows exactly how to make the perfect recipe: efficient, tasty, and no leftovers. TIE VCT, Ford's secret weapon. EcoBoost engines are also equipped with twin-independent variable camshaft timing, TIE VCT, a mouthful of a name, but a feature that's nothing short of awesome. TIE VCT is what allows your engine to adapt on the fly, adjusting both the intake and exhaust valve timing depending on how hard you're pushing the engine. What does that mean for you? Well, when you're gunning it down the highway, TIE VCT helps squeeze out more torque and power. But if you're just cruising around town, it dials things back to save on fuel. It's a win-win for both speed demons and those who prefer a more relaxed drive. TIE VCT makes your engine smart, knowing when to push and when to conserve. EcoBoost engines come in a variety of sizes to suit all kinds of drivers and vehicles. Whether you want a zippy, fuel-efficient 1-liter engine for everyday driving or a powerful 3.5-liter engine for tackling tougher jobs, EcoBoost has you covered. Take the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6, for example. It delivers a jaw-dropping 400 horsepower while still being way more fuel-efficient than naturally aspirated engines of the same size. This versatility means EcoBoost tech is found in all types of Ford vehicles, from the compact Fiesta to the iconic Mustang and even the mighty F-150. That 3.5-liter V6 is the go-to for heavy hitters like the F-150 and the Explorer, making them both workhorses and performance machines. Ford's latest innovations. If you thought Ford was just riding the wave of its recent achievements, think again. They're constantly innovating, and their newest developments show that they're serious about pushing the boundaries of eco-friendly technology. Let's start with a smart move Ford has recently patented: capturing and reusing crankcase vapors. Now, if you're wondering what that means, crankcase vapors are basically emissions that come from the engine's internal components. Think of it as waste air that usually escapes into the atmosphere. Ford's idea? Recycle those vapors back into the combustion process instead of letting them slip away, improving both fuel efficiency and reducing harmful emissions. This is a clever way to address one of the major emission sources in traditional combustion engines. Ford's doing this just as global regulations on emissions get stricter, showing that they're staying ahead of the curve. By blending high performance with a responsibility toward the environment, Ford is showing us how to evolve without losing the thrill of the drive. And now we're going to be talking about an even more interesting type of engine that Ford has announced, a new hydrogen engine. The hydrogen engine, Ford's next leap. As revealed by muscle cars and trucks, Ford has patented a turbocharged direct-injection hydrogen combustion engine. This is a big step forward for Ford and for the future of eco-friendly engines. It's not a full engine yet, but it's a detailed blueprint that outlines how Ford plans to manage hydrogen as a fuel. Hydrogen has been a tricky fuel source because, while it's clean, it's also extremely flammable and needs to be handled very carefully. If it's not controlled just right, hydrogen can ignite prematurely, which is bad news for engine performance and safety. This issue, called engine knock, is one of the main challenges in making hydrogen engines reliable. But Ford's new design is all about overcoming that challenge. Why hydrogen is so promising and so difficult. To get why Ford's hydrogen engine patent is such a big deal, let's break down the challenge of using hydrogen as a fuel. Unlike gasoline, hydrogen ignites super easily, which means the engine has to be incredibly precise when it comes to mixing air and fuel. If the timing is off, hydrogen could explode too soon, causing engine knock. This reduces power and can even damage the engine. That's where Ford's smart design comes in. The key to their hydrogen engine is controlling the air-fuel mixture with absolute precision. Their design uses direct fuel injection, which means the hydrogen is injected right into the combustion chamber, much like their EcoBoost engines. But it doesn't stop there. Ford is also using exhaust gas recirculation, EGR, which is a fancy way of saying they're recycling some of the engine's exhaust gases to control the flow of air into the engine. This is crucial when dealing with hydrogen because it allows the engine to burn the fuel more cleanly and efficiently. Add in variable valve timing, which ensures that the intake of air and fuel is perfectly synced, and you've got an engine that can safely harness hydrogen's power. This innovative setup allows for the controlled combustion of hydrogen, meaning you get clean energy without sacrificing performance. Why hydrogen could be the future? Hydrogen is considered one of the best options for a greener future. Unlike gasoline, which produces harmful emissions, hydrogen fuel only produces water vapor as a byproduct, so it's incredibly clean. The issue has always been figuring out how to use it safely and efficiently in engines. Ford's new patent is a big step towards solving that problem. If they can pull this off, it could change the way we think about combustion engines entirely. By continuing to innovate with both traditional engines and futuristic technologies like hydrogen, Ford is ensuring that they stay at the forefront of the auto industry. They're not just responding to current demands for more eco-friendly options, they're leading the charge. Whether it's hybrid technology, vapor recycling, or hydrogen engines, Ford's vision is clear. They're committed to making high-performance vehicles that don't compromise on sustainability. Ford's approach to hydrogen engine technology isn't just about innovation, it's about creating a dynamic, responsive system that can adapt to varying driving conditions, all while ensuring safety and efficiency. One of the key elements here is exhaust gas recirculation, EGR. This system isn't just there for fun, it plays a crucial role in controlling combustion temperatures and fuel efficiency. When the engine demands more torque, say when you're accelerating hard or towing, EGR flow increases, which helps cool the combustion chamber. This is critical because it reduces the chance of premature fuel detonation or engine knock. Engine knocking can wreak havoc on performance, causing power loss and, in worst-case scenarios, even damaging the engine. By keeping those temps under control, Ford ensures that the hydrogen engine can crank out the power you need without compromising longevity or safety. On the flip side, when you're cruising at a steady pace or coasting downhill, EGR flow decreases. This conserves fuel, boosting efficiency and making the engine more eco-friendly without sacrificing performance. It's a balance between getting the most out of every drop of hydrogen and delivering the kind of power and control drivers expect from Ford. Hydrogen power on the horizon? Ford's current patent focuses on a single-cylinder design, but it's hard not to imagine where this could go next. If they manage to scale this up to a multi-cylinder engine, we could very well see the introduction of a hydrogen-powered V8. Picture that, a roaring, eco-friendly Mustang running on hydrogen. Such an engine would preserve the legendary muscle car experience while aligning with modern sustainability goals. It's the dream scenario for enthusiasts who fear that electrification will silence the iconic soundtracks of internal combustion engines. The growing shift toward electrification has raised concerns among traditional sports car fans. Many fear that the throaty roar of a V8 engine will soon be a relic of the past. However, manufacturers like Ford and Toyota are working to keep the thrill alive through hydrogen combustion technology. If Ford successfully pioneers hydrogen-powered engines for mass production, it could revolutionize the industry. The ability to retain the visceral experience of driving an internal combustion engine while reducing emissions would be a game-changer. Not only would it preserve the soul of performance cars, but it would also cater to the growing demand for sustainable transportation. The development of a hydrogen combustion engine could bridge the gap between old-school performance and new-age environmental responsibility. This could give hope to sports car lovers, allowing them to continue enjoying the unmistakable power and sound they crave while contributing to a cleaner planet. Ford is also taking a leading role in investigating the potential use of hydrogen as an onboard energy source for its highly regarded e-Transit, an all-electric commercial vehicle. This research project, based in the UK, aims to determine if hydrogen fuel cell technology can extend the driving range of the e-Transit for customers who require a lot of energy-intensive use. With partial funding from the Advanced Propulsion Center, APC, Ford has formed a consortium consisting of 6 automotive technology leaders and fleet operators. Together, they will assess the necessary hydrogen refueling infrastructure to support this technology. Ford Pro, the company's division specializing in commercial vehicles and services, will leverage this pilot program to expand its expertise in vehicle conversions. On-site engineers and e-Transit specialists from Ford's Dagenham site and Dunton Technical Centre in Essex, UK, will provide support. Tim Slatter, chair of Ford in Britain, emphasized that Ford sees the most promising application of fuel cells in its largest and heaviest commercial vehicles, ensuring they operate emission-free while meeting the substantial daily energy demands of their customers. He said, "Ford has an unmatched history in the commercial vehicle sector with the indomitable Transit, and we are excited to be exploring new ways to make clean deliveries an option for even our hardest-working vans on the road." Financial implications. When Ford introduces new engine technologies alongside cutting-edge features, it's not just about flashy marketing. There are real financial implications to consider. To truly grasp how these innovations affect the company, it's essential to conduct a thorough cost-benefit analysis. This means weighing the expenses involved in developing new technologies against the potential gains from production and sales in the market. Creating and implementing these advanced technologies, like the holographic head-up display, requires significant financial investment. This involves not just brainstorming new ideas, but also extensive research and development to perfect them. Ford must also refine its manufacturing processes to ensure everything runs smoothly. Plus, they often collaborate with specialized suppliers like Series Holographics, which can add another layer of complexity and cost to the equation. Here's where it gets exciting. All those upfront costs could lead to big payoffs down the road. When Ford rolls out enhanced features that appeal to tech-savvy consumers, it can lead to a noticeable increase in vehicle sales. If Ford can demonstrate that their cars come equipped with the latest and greatest technology, they have a chance to stand out in a crowded market. This differentiation could potentially lead to higher profit margins, especially as consumers become more inclined to choose vehicles that prioritize safety, connectivity, and innovation. The stock market's watchful eye. Now, let's take a look at how all of this impacts the stock market, which acts like an eager spectator, closely following Ford's every move regarding new tech and innovations. Investors are paying close attention to how these developments might affect Ford's growth potential and its ability to adapt to the rapidly changing landscape of the automotive industry. Whenever Ford announces significant technological advancements or exciting new partnerships, stock prices often respond positively, reflecting the market's confidence in the company's direction. For instance, Ford's recent focus on electric vehicles and advanced internal combustion technologies has investors buzzing with excitement, especially given their new patents aimed at boosting efficiency and cutting down emissions. As Ford pushes forward with its innovations, it's clear that the stock market is primed to reward those bold moves. For example, when positive news breaks, like successful testing of a new feature or strong consumer interest, investors typically react with enthusiasm. This excitement can lead to a spike in stock prices as they anticipate future profitability. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Any setbacks or delays in production can quickly dampen investor confidence. If things don't go as planned, stock prices may take a hit, showing just how sensitive the market is to Ford's performance in the tech arena. The competitive landscape. When we look at Ford's competitors, it's clear Tesla stands tall like a giant in the electric vehicle market. Tesla has built a powerful brand with a loyal fan base, all in on cutting-edge tech and sleek designs. But Ford isn't just sitting back and watching. They're rolling out seriously innovative engine technology aimed at consumers who might still be on the fence about going fully electric. By introducing hybrid options that blend traditional combustion engines with electric efficiency, Ford is making a strong play to attract a wider range of buyers. These hybrids offer the perfect mix of performance and practicality, catering not just to die-hard EV fans, but also to folks who appreciate a familiar driving experience. Whether you're looking for a smooth ride around town or something for a bit of adventure, Ford's got you covered. General Motors and the Chinese EV surge. When you think about the competition in the electric vehicle world, Tesla often steals the spotlight as Ford's biggest rival. But let's not forget about General Motors, GM, which is also stepping up its game in a big way. GM has some really exciting plans for a whole lineup of electric cars that are set to hit the roads in the coming years. This ambitious move signals a serious commitment to electrification and innovation. For Ford, this creates a high-stakes situation. The company must leverage its long history and the trust it has built with consumers over decades, while also pushing forward with rapid innovation to keep pace with GM's aggressive strategies. We can't overlook the rising influence of Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers. These companies are making a splash in the EV market and changing the game. As Ford navigates this increasingly competitive landscape, they're faced with the challenge of constantly evolving to ensure they remain a leading contender in the automotive future. The road ahead is demanding, but it's also filled with opportunity for those ready to embrace change. Innovation in engine technology. Ford is also making waves with its recent patent for an ingenious process that captures and reuses crankcase vapors. This breakthrough addresses a significant source of emissions found in traditional engines by recycling those vapors back into the combustion process. It's a clever solution that not only boosts engine efficiency, but also plays a crucial role in significantly reducing harmful emissions. This innovation exemplifies Ford's commitment to merging powerful performance with true environmental responsibility, showing that it's possible to create high-performance vehicles while caring for the planet. Now, let's dive into another crucial aspect of Ford's strategy: compliance with regulations. Ford prioritizes meeting and exceeding the stringent standards set by various government agencies aimed at reducing vehicle emissions and improving fuel efficiency. Their new engine designs aren't just made to comply, they are engineered with cutting-edge techniques to align perfectly with the latest regulations from the Environmental Protection Agency. To achieve this, Ford undertakes a thorough testing and validation process that rigorously assesses the performance of their hybrid and EcoBoost engines in a variety of driving conditions. This extensive evaluation ensures that their engines not only meet regulatory expectations, but also provide drivers with a reliable and enjoyable experience on the road. By taking compliance seriously, Ford is demonstrating its dedication to not only environmental stewardship, but also consumer safety and satisfaction. As regulations tighten globally, Especially in regions like Europe and Asia, Ford is taking proactive steps to adapt its technology and stay ahead of the competition. This forward-thinking approach necessitates significant investments in research and development focused on cleaner technologies that cater to the complex needs of international markets. Ford's long-term vision clearly recognizes compliance as a critical aspect of its overall business strategy. This commitment means that Ford is not only working to minimize the risks associated with non-compliance, but also enhancing its brand reputation among environmentally conscious consumers. These consumers are actively seeking brands that reflect their values and prioritize sustainability. By investing in R&D, Ford is setting itself up for success in a future where eco-friendliness is more than just a trend. It's becoming an expectation. Ford's electric vehicle strategy. As we look ahead, it's time to explore Ford's exciting electric vehicle strategy. The company is really stepping up by investing heavily in electric vehicles while keeping a strong production line for traditional internal combustion engines. This dual approach is incredibly smart because it caters to a wide range of consumer preferences, helping Ford maintain its competitive edge in a rapidly changing market. Recently, Ford announced a significant tentative agreement for an impressive investment of $8.1 billion focused on manufacturing in the United States. This substantial funding aims to enhance Ford's electric vehicle production capabilities. Among the projects in the pipeline is a new high-tech electric commercial van set to launch in 2026, along with two innovative electric pickup trucks expected to hit the market in 2027. This bold step not only reflects Ford's commitment to electrification, but also highlights their determination to lead in the commercial vehicle sector. In addition to expanding its electric vehicle lineup, Ford is also ramping up its battery procurement and manufacturing processes. The goal? Lowering the costs associated with producing electric vehicles. By focusing on domestic production of lithium iron phosphate batteries, Ford aims to qualify for incentives under the Inflation Reduction Act, which will help ease the financial burden of transitioning to electric vehicles. This strategy is all about ensuring a smooth and reliable supply chain for their upcoming electric models, and it positions Ford as a forward-thinking player in the battery production landscape. With this innovative engine technology and electrification strategy, Ford is gearing up to make a significant impact in the automotive world, especially regarding hybrids and electric vehicles. As the market increasingly shifts towards sustainable options, the demand for electrified vehicles, including hybrids and fully electric models, is anticipated to soar. Ford is fully committed to this trend, planning to invest a staggering $22 billion in electrification through 2025. The company is particularly focusing on its iconic models like the Mustang and the F-150 to attract eco-conscious consumers without sacrificing the fun and performance these vehicles are known for. Interestingly, Ford is adapting its strategy to give more priority to hybrids over fully electric models in certain segments of its lineup. Originally, the plan was to allocate 40% of their annual capital investments toward electric vehicles, but they've revised that to 30%. This adjustment reflects a keen understanding that many consumers still prefer hybrids for their extended driving range and more manageable upfront costs. By recognizing these preferences, Ford is positioning itself to capture a larger share of the growing market segment. And we can't overlook the thrilling electric commercial van that's set to hit the streets in 2026, along with groundbreaking electric trucks on the horizon. With such exciting developments underway, Ford is not just keeping pace with the evolving automotive landscape, they are actively shaping it, staying competitive and adapting to the EV market. As competition heats up from Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers that enjoy cost advantages and cutting-edge battery technologies, Ford's commitment to affordability and competitive offerings stands out as a crucial selling point. By aligning their products with consumer preferences, such as developing smaller, more budget-friendly vehicles, Ford can effectively navigate pricing pressures while ensuring profitability. It's truly fascinating to see how Ford is adapting to both the challenges and opportunities within the automotive landscape. By focusing on innovative engine technology, strategic electrification investments, and a strong dedication to environmental responsibility, Ford is not just responding to current market demands, they are also positioning themselves for future growth in an increasingly competitive automotive industry. This proactive approach is all about blending performance with eco-friendliness, ensuring that Ford remains relevant and appealing to a new generation of drivers. So, how exciting is this for the future of driving? Ford is clearly on a mission to lead the charge in electric vehicles while still honoring their legacy in traditional automotive manufacturing. With their commitment to innovation and adaptability, they are setting the stage for a new era of mobility that promises both fun and sustainability. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notification bell to stay updated with all our latest videos. While you're still here, click the video on your screen to see more interesting content like this one.